M-Dog Gaming.
Welcome. This is M-Dog, and because there aren't enough substandard, low quality, terrible Hearthstone arena videos out there, I thought I'd add another one to the mix. I don't know if you caught my 0-3 mage run, but that was brutal. So we're gonna try this again. Paladin recently went on a win. We got 7 wins with a Paladin, so that was fun. And so it's always tempting to go back to something you've had success with, but I like the Warrior in Arena as well, and I want to keep mixing it up and trying to learn the different classes as well as I can, especially with Arena in mind. So we're going to try and go Warrior this time and choose us some good cards. Wow. The Big Game Hunter. It's a 4/2. It's okay, but the thing that is awesome is this destroy a minion with attack of 7 or more. That is great. Can't tell you how many times that has been used against me and taken out something like, well, not the Molten Giant, but other big cards that come to the table. I don't want to do the Molten Giant. It's situational in the sense that you got to wait till you're pretty low in health, and if you draw it early, it's just sitting there. Shield Slam is great. Deal 1 damage to a minion for each armor you have. If you get, there's a card that gives you plus, I think it's 5 armor, and you draw a card or something, or draw 3 or 2 cards. I don't know. That can be good in combo with that, because you can at least do 5 damage, and that's only 1 mana cost. However, I may get that again. We'll see if that card comes up again. I'm assuming Big Game Hunter may not, so we're going to go with that. Alright, now we get into, we don't want Wind Fury or Voodoo Doctor. Slam is good. It's a good way to draw a card if the minion survives, and if they don't, you've killed a minion. Alright, I don't like Wild Pyromancer. It's too random. We have this Charge and Divine Shield. That is such a good card. Abomination is another random card because you're going to deal 2 damage to all characters, so you really put that out when you don't have as many characters on your side, or if they have a lot of small ones. We're going to go Argent Commander, though. It's an early, fairly big card, and I tend to build smaller cards. Cleave is probably what we'll take here. This is a good early card. Throw this down. It's got charge. You can get a damage in. And then if they don't trade, another one maybe. This taunt's okay, but it's not great. I think I'll go with Cleave. We're going to go with Cruel Taskmaster here. 1 health cards I'm not real keen on. He doesn't have charge. A mage would just wipe that out before you even get to play it, unless you had taunt up. I don't like the Snapjaw that much, so we'll go with Cruel Taskmaster. One thing we've got to watch here is we've now got 3 abilities and only 2 minions. Here we go. We're going to go with this guy. If we can play one of our Cruel Taskmasters with the Berserker, that is a good day for us, so we'll get that. A 2 card, I like some 2s in there. Here's another one. We don't want that one. Silence a minion, 4/4/3 is not bad. It's not great though, and it's very situational. That silence can come in handy, but I like some Berserkers out there, I think. Here it is. This is the one that would go really well with the first one we did not choose. Gain 5 armor and draw a card. I like that. This is a decent taunt. 5 mana, 5 attack, 4 defense. You wish the defense was a little higher on the taunt with that much mana cost, but it does have some good attack and at least forces them to attack. This is one of my favorite 3 mana cards. It's a 3/3, which is fine on its own. Let's see what this 3 was. A 4/2. It's 3/3, but it gives 1 friendly minion a 1/1. So I really hope that comes up again, but I really want to take Shield Block here. Alright, so I don't like Mana Addict. Mortal Strike is very good it's going to deal 4 damage, or if we have 12 or less health, it's going to do 6 damage instead. That's a direct strike. I think you can either put that on a minion or the opponent, but I do really like the Knife Juggler. We've got several low mana cost minions here. If we can put this down either with a taunt or with a couple other minions, that can be really good. I just can't pass on the Juggler. Alright, I don't like either one of these 2 cards, so Commanding Shout is a good card if you've got a couple of decent minions out there that are about to die on the other opponent's turn. That can keep them going. Alright, now we have Cleave, which is the one that does 2 to 2 random enemies. It's good. A Golem is a 7. That's a good card. 7/7. 5/5 for 5, and it has stealth. I'm tempted to go with this. We don't have any 5 cards yet, and I like the stealth on this. I think we'll do that. Upgrade is great, or it's okay. But we don't have any weapons yet. And if you don't have a weapon, it's just a 1/3. We don't want Violent Teacher because, well, we do have some spells. Let's see, that's a 4 mana cost 3/5. I've never understood why you would get Arcane Golem, and maybe it's good. It's only 3 mana cost, but it gives the opponent a crystal. I guess we're gonna go with Violet Teacher. I don't know. Alright, Execute is good to clear. Just damage a minion and get them out of there. I don't like that one. Battle Rage, draw a card for each damaged character. That can be really good to get cards in your hand, but I think we gotta go with Execute here. Another Execute, another Slam, or a Stormwind Knight. Let's check on our spells here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5 out of 13 cards, so a 5 to 8 ratio of spells to minions. I do like this minion alright. And these are both great spells, but I don't want to have too many of them. I think we'll go with this 4. It's only our second 4. Alright, I like the Stormpike Commando. It does pretty good damage, and it does 2 damage when it lands. We just got a Stormwind Knight. I don't want another one. And that does 2 damage for 1 cost. That's decent. But if you don't get it early in the game, it's pretty counterable. I mean, you're not going to get more than 1 attack in most cases. This one, you're going to do 2 damage, and you've got a 4/2 sitting there. It's kind of a tough call, actually, but I think I'll go with the 5. It's our second 5 cost. I'd like to... Okay, here we go. No even consideration. We're getting a weapon. I'd like both of these weapons, but given that we only have the choice here, we'll take the better one. Even though it's a higher mana cost, it's just so good. We don't care about that. That one's okay, it gives you drawing cards, but this Wolf Rider has charge for 3, and we don't have many 3 mana cards. Another weapon here. Although these Corcoran Elites are so good. That's one of the few cards that would even make me think about passing on a weapon. But it's only our second weapon. I think we really need to take it. Man, that is such a good card. I love those Corcoran Elites. So much with the Warrior, what you're doing is just trying to get that damage in as soon as you can, at chances that you can get it in. And when a minion has charge and can do 4 damage, you can take out one of their minions easily or hit them to the face. We'll go with Fiery Axe though. We only have 1/6, so that Frost Elemental is decent. It does 5 damage, has 5 defense, and it freezes. Pretty good card. The Heroic Strike is not that great. I mean, it gives you a 4 weapon for 2 mana costs. This is ability again. It's another slam. It helps us draw a card. I think we'll go with that. We want the Defender of Argus here. It's going to give us 1/1 and taunt to adjacent minions, and we've got fairly good amount of low-cost minions right now. So we'll get another 4 here. I like the... let's see, we only have 1 Cruel Taskmaster. Normally I would say it would be a no-brainer to get the Tauren Warrior. Because we do have a weapon though, the Spiteful Smith is alright. It's a 4-6 for 5 or a 2-3. We have 3 5s already and we don't have many 3s. I think we're actually going to go with the Tauren Warrior. Other minions have charge. I like the Warsong Commander. I do not like the Mad Bomber. I do like the Silverhand Knight though. That's a really nice card. We do have 3 5s and we are looking for more 3s, so that is such a difficult choice. We could get another Warsong Commander, but we're running out of cards, so we may not. We only have a Shield Block, a Big Game Hunter, a Tauren Warrior, and a Wolf Rider. This gives other minions charge. That's really nice, but I really like that Silverhand Knight. Oh, it's so tough. I'm not going to think about it anymore. I'm just going to pick something. Okay, 1 damage to all minions. This sets up nicely with Execute in some situations, or puts you in a place where you can trade more advantageous at times. But I like the Novice Engineer. It's an early card you can get out with 2 defense, and it draws a card for you. Obviously, the Crocolisk is a good 2-mana card with a 2/3. But I just like that, getting that extra card. This is another tough choice for me. Not a clear winner. We only have 1 cost card. I think we'll go with Whirlwind here. This is pretty good for us. You know, we don't really have taunts, but that's alright. Here we go. We're going with the Corcoran Elite. We don't even need to see what the other ones are. Okay, one that actually we could use might be how we want to go here. This does have charge. It's a 6. This would only be our second 6, and it does more damage, and you can do it immediately. So that is worth thinking about. We don't have any minions for 1 cost is the only thing that gives me pause about getting the Worgen out here. But I'd say if anything, we're light on some of the higher cards, so we're gonna have to go with the Rocketeer there. Don't like any of those cards except for Inner Rage. Inner Rage can be good. It combos well with some of what we already have. We'll definitely take another weapon, and we'll probably take let's see, how many Enrages do we have? Alright, we've got 2 Enrage on the Berserkers, and only 1 Cruel Taskmaster. We've got another Tauren Hunter Enrage. With Battle Rage, you can almost guarantee you're going to draw 2 cards. Sometimes more than that, though. Sometimes you can get a ridiculous amount, but I think we'll go Inner Rage. Alright, I think this is our last pick. We got a Big Game Hunter already, correct? Okay, so we've got Sea Giant, which costs 1 less for each other minion on the battlefield. That's not that good. Or Molten Giant, 1 less for each damage. So if you're at 10 damage, this thing is free. 15 damage, it only costs 5. I guess we'll go Molten Giant. Alright. We're now in the loser's bracket, as we have our loss. And see if we can get this warrior deck going here. I don't really want to play a mage. Druid, we can see how this goes.
I must protect the wild.
We obviously do not want the Molten Giant. Everything else looks good. We're going second, so we can get turn 2 Warsong Commander out. Turn 3, we could get this charge out. Turn 4, we could get that out.
Greetings.
Oh. So,
I wonder.
you know, we could get this out and at least defend against that. We don't know what he's going to play next, though, and I would rather get the knight out with charge on the next turn. So we're going to go ahead and just heal up. Put some armor on. The Druid special ability gives you +1 attack and +1 armor, so it's kind of a combination between the rogue and the warrior. A little attack and a little armor, where the rogue is just attack and the warrior is just armor. I'm sorry, what did he just do? Give 4 health and taunt. That's annoying. And it does 1 damage for reals. We can armor up faster than it can attack us. He's obviously going to put something else out next. So, I don't know. We're going to go ahead and get in the game here.
For the king! For honor!
Now he will, that's a great card. To be able to play this early and draw another card. It's nice. So what are we going to play here with 4? I'm thinking we may do slam. Go ahead and get this down to 2.
What now?
And then draw a card and then do inner rage on this guy. That'll be get him in 4 attack, take him out. I think that's what we'll do. 1 damage to all minions, and then we could take it out without using the inner rage. Yeah, I think we'd rather go this route.
For honor!
Still have 2 left. We could use this and save him.
I must choose.
How long do we want to try to keep this guy around?
I wonder.
You know what? We'll go ahead and try that. Oh, that last card we played? Draw a card. I forget you can draw a card on that as well. That's really great. So this one's 5 armor and draw a card. Such a great card. We're going to have 5 next. We're going to do 2 damage with Stormpike Commander. Or we can go ahead and get a stealth out there. Oh. That is brutal. So we can get it down to 6. What is that card? Wow. He has that on turn 5? That is brutal. So we can do 2, 6. We can do 6 damage to it with that. 7, 8, 9.
What now?
1 damage to all minions. I don't even know. don't even know. We certainly don't want to trade with that guy now. So that would leave us 3. 3 left.
I wonder.
I don't even know. Seven. Take a lot of damage for that.
For honor.
I must choose.
Got 3 left.
Job's done.
That's actually a pretty good card in this situation. So with 6, we can either go this. Divine Shield's probably what we'll end up doing, but let's see what he pulls out. That is such a that Ancient of War card. I've never seen that before. Uh-oh, what's he putting on him? Oh my goodness. This is gonna be the death of us. This is gonna be the death of us. So we can pull that out. That would be 2, 4, 5. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could do this. That would take 4 damage off. It'd be 6. Get down to 3. We just need to. We got to get him trading here or something. I have 4 left, so
Put this apple on your head.
it's kind of a waste here, but. Ugh. Ugh. That was awful. Just terrible. Terrible, terrible. That was a bad play. I should have attacked. I'm just kind of upset right now. Alright, so question is, do we want to attack him? Is he going to be able to heal him again? I don't know, but we got to get him off the board. Got to get him off the board. Weird getting in these brutal matches. I don't know what's going on tonight. We've got some people that
I
are
must safeguard the land.
people that are playing some good decks here in the arena
Put it on
tonight.
your tab.
You can do 10 damage next turn, just what's on the board. Two damage, 4 damage. I don't even want to finish this. 14, 10. Get that off the board. 3, 4, no.
To Northrend! Victory or death!
Job's done. Well played. I must safeguard the land.
Alright, here we go. We're gonna try to get a win with this warrior deck we put together. And that loss was brutal and no fun. No fun at all.
Garrosh versus Gul'dan.
Another warlock. Isn't that who we played first?
Victory or death!
We're going first. Why not?
I smell blood.
I greet you.
Hello to you too.
Greetings.
Hello to you too. Little stealth fella out here. He can do 2 damage. That would kill him. It would berserk him, so we'll go with that.
It's time for a little blood.
See what this warlock does with my berserker. I can tell you this, he's not going to attack him with his little stealth fella. If he brings his worgen out of stealth, he'll attack directly unless he has a spell he wants to waste to take the berserker out. He could do the 3 damage one. That fella's going to stay in stealth though. So we're going to be at 3 out of what we have now. I don't know that we'll... I'm sorry, you do not want to attack that guy. Okay. And we'll, honestly, we'd probably just trade that. Would we? I don't know. 3, let's see. Not a real easy play here. Perhaps we'll do this.
What now?
And wait for 4 to put that and that out. Ooh, that's nice.
Who you
All right.
want me killed?
Let him do the trading if he wants to trade on that one. See, now we're going to be... Uh-oh. He's probably putting something big out.
Dingo!
Yep. Now is he going to trade? Yep, he traded. Interesting. Okay. So now what we can do is just go ahead and start throwing some things at the board here. We actually could... Let's see, so if we did that and that, he's going to have to leave one of them up. So I kind of like that. So if we go this...
Apple on your head.
Now we actually hope that this will hit... If he had 4 life... No, I think we got to do this.
It's time
We've
for a
committed to
little
it at this
blood.
point. Yeah, that's what we want to do. Okay. So now, if we do 1 damage to this, he'll be at 1 life and have 5. So he wouldn't be able to hit him. Or we can do him, he'd be 2 life and have 4, 5, 6, 7. So he would not want to do that. Or we can let him choose and he'll kill one of them. We're going to do this. I don't normally do this in advance, but I want to make him choose to choose to trade. Of course, unless he has an ability or something that damages 2, which he probably does, but... Oh, interesting. That's a pretty good play. Pretty good play for him. It keeps him from taking all that damage. Now at 5, we may just throw our weapon down. Yeah, that's the only play, really. And just do direct damage to him. If you can get on a warlock, because their special ability damages themselves. They've got other cards that play around with their health some, so
Dingo!
we can take that taunt card right out with our weapon if we want to, and then kind of be... What did he yeah, it wasn't that great a card he had to discard. That was unfortunate. So we can get this guy out. He has charge.
To no friend.
We can
Ruktar Ogre!
take that out.
Victory or death.
And we're feeling pretty good about where we are now, except for the cards that we have. We don't have any minions, so
Is my shield.
5 defense. We need something here. 2 damage. That would get the shield off. Let's see here. So if we hit this, it would just get both the shields off.
What now?
All minions get both shields off. Okay, well, we'll get his shield off. This. Taunt and rage plus 3 attack. Now, if we give him a +1,
My shield for Argus.
he now can take him out with his shield. We still have 1. And that's a good place to stop. So, depends on the quality of his cards. We're sitting in a pretty good position here unless he has better cards to draw from. He's gonna probably be able to just take it out here. Okay, so he's got it down to 2 health. Man, this guy has charge. 7 health. +3 attack when enraged. So he only does 1 damage. So the question is, how do we take this guy out? 3 would get it to. That would get it to 2. Doesn't really matter which order we do here.
To the breach.
We've got low health on our minions. He very likely, you know, if he's lucky here, might have a card to. Interesting. Another taunt. He has to damage himself there. The nice thing is we can take that taunt off with 1 guy. Alright. So, we're going to go ahead and get this fella out.
My ancestors.
We're going to draw another card. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. So now we can take him out with a 3-1. And that leaves a GG. So we'll try to be nice here. So there's a victory for the warrior. What do you know? To be honest, I probably did not talk through that video very much, and I've just been I was very distracted. I've been wanting to win. Lost several arena matches in a row going back to when I was playing the mage, so it's nice to get a victory. Maybe we can follow that up with another victory. We'll.
Garrosh versus Jaina.
Okay, well,
You asked for it.
unfortunately we're playing a mage again, and I don't know, my sense is we'll actually keep this deck though. Kind of like this deck. My sense is with the mage, it's just the deck that I drew here does not seem like it's a very good good matchup for us, but see if we can take this warrior deck any further in this arena run. We're what now, 1-2 I think, so really a poor performance here so far, but you never know when you might turn it around. I've been sitting back so much in recent games,
It's time for a little blood.
and I'm just tired of doing that. So we're gonna come after this mage. Unfortunately, mages have the ability to burn things down, especially if you put too much out. If you overcommit, it's not a good idea against a mage. But We're going to just throw it against the wall and see what happens here. So, inviting us to trade there. We have 2, so we can get another one out. We know we'll have more damage on the board, and then force them to trade.
It's time for a little blood. Who you want me killed?
And what would be great is if we next turn have at least one of these still alive and got one of our cards that takes a health off, and then that would enrage them and really get some damage working. This mage with 3 mana may be able to take both of these off the board without much difficulty, but at least we'll be able to get a 3 back in next turn with our Wolf Rider. And again, trying to put the mage on the defensive, which is how I felt I've been in recent matches. I just haven't been playing aggressive enough, or maybe the cards haven't allowed me to play aggressive enough, I don't know. Alright, so she's going to leave that out there. Our only option is to do this. Not our only option, the only decent option I see. And we are going to trade with that. What this fella does is, whenever a minion dies, it gains 1 attack. So if we left it up and the mage killed one of our minions, next time it's going to go to 3 attack. If she had something that killed both of them, it would go to 4 attack. So we're going to go ahead and just trade with that and continue to do this 2 damage. At turn 4, at the very least, we can get a Corcoran Elite out, do 4 more damage, or if we need to do this, we could get one of these.
With me, friend.
Probably what we would do is the charge. So she has now played a Youthful Brewmaster, which is a 2 card as well, so we would probably not trade with that. It's an even trade. We would just attack her directly. She still has 2 mana. She may want to try to use a spell to make her situation a little better. There it is. Now she's got taunt, so she doesn't have to allow us to trade initially. So we are going to have to do that one way or another. It only has 2 life, so one thing we could do is bring this out. This card would then still be alive, could take the taunt out. We could do that instead of bringing this out and have 4 attack with just that being the only minion left. I think we'll do that. This has got charge, so that will take that out. Still have 2 life. And again, Sunfury Protector is a 2/3, just like the Berserker is, but I'd always rather keep the Berserker alive. You never know when we might get one of our abilities that does the damage and puts the enrage effect in place. And if we can do that on our turn when we're about to attack, that'll give us a little bit of a swing. So she's going to trade with that and freeze us. And then probably go ahead and take us off the board. So now she can do 2 damage on top of her hero. Oh no, she just had already used that to attack. So we're at 5 now. We don't want to use that right now. I think we want to just put charge out there and continue to apply the pressure. I don't really care about her little minion out there, her 2/1. I'm going to ignore it and pretend like it's not there. I'm not as worried about mages doing too much boosting of minions. She's just more able to melt our minions pretty easily. Now she just played a 6, and it may be tempting to trade with our 4 here. Let's see what we're going to be able to play. We can get a 6 up there. She'd be able to take it out. Or we could do this, take that out, and still have both alive. So I think that's what we'll do. This has 4 attacks, so it takes it right out. We're back at a point where we're damaging, and Mage is playing defensive and trying to keep up. She's down to 7 deficit on the damage, and we haven't been armoring at all. That was a good clear. That's where you see the mage abilities coming through and being able to do that. If we take, you know, a lot of damage, we can get down to getting this Molten Giant, which hopefully by then that will be a game changer. I think what we're gonna do here is go. It's just not real efficient, but
I wonder.
we could just take that off the board. That'd be 4, 6, 7. I'd love to get my weapon up though. Go 4 weapon, and that's just not real efficient is the only problem. So we got this. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do this and weapon and take it off the board. 'Cause the problem is that she will be able to take that down. That was not boneheaded. Got to pay better attention. You know, a lot of this game is just math, and if you do the calculations and then don't pay attention, what are you really doing? So we just lost a 6 to her 2. And she's just taking the lead with Fireball. I mean, the ridiculous part now is that we can get this Molten Giant up to 3. We still have 5 left, which means we can put the weapon in play, armor up, go ahead and do 3 damage to her, and try to get this thing over with. We now have Cleave, so if she puts something with 2 out there and we don't want to use the weapon, we can do that, or she's going to freeze it. Good play. She had to do that. Now let's see, she draws a card, see if she gets something useful. Now it's down to 4 life. It won't be available this next turn. So this is a draw a card with Death Rattle on the Loot Hoarder. So the best thing to do with that is not kill it. Possibly. It's certainly not gonna be the reason we lose at this point. If we lose, I think we want to get this out.
Pay attention, class.
And we don't have another weapon yet. You know, let's see, 2, 5, and then the weapon is 8. Shoot. I guess we're going to go ahead and take it off the board. I didn't want to, because it gives her a 2-card choice this turn. But this way we're guaranteed probably a little bit more. It might be a little safer approach to this, according to what card I just gave her. So let's see how this works out. We're sitting at 17 total health, counting the armor, and she's at 9. Of course, she's got a secret, which means we want to attack with our lowest minion, because it is possible that it will destroy the minion, and it's also possible that it will summon. Let's see what it does. Alright, it gave her 8 armor, so that's going to keep her in the game. That's a good time for that secret here.
Instruction begins.
Now this would be great if we could cast a spell, but there's just nothing to do with a spell. I wonder if we want to hold that back. I don't think so.
Instruction begins.
Alright, so she needs a really devastating card. She may be able to get rid of the Molten Giant here, but there's too much else on the board, so she's got to...
The light protects
That's not going to do anything for her. That's game over. Game over.
Well played.
Instruction begins.
No problem.
That is a nasty card. Ragnaros comes out. Can't attack. Does 8 damage. And I guess the other thing you could do with that card, if you got in a place where you really needed to, is you could silence it and then attack with it as you wanted to, and it'd just be an 8/8 card. Okay, so there's another victory with the warrior deck. We're slowly working our way out of the doldrums of despair with our terrible arena play recently. So that was a victory, and we'll see how. Alright, welcome back. I took a break, few minute break. You may just be moving right along through this video if you're watching it. So we're 2-2 now with this warrior deck we threw together for arena, and honestly I'll probably edit out the second loss. Not because I made a lot of mistakes, although I'm sure I've made plenty in all the matches, but it just was such a poor card draw, and it was just a stomping. I was pretty frustrated and didn't say much, and so we'll probably take that out. So now we're 2-2. I think the system tries to match you up against people in arena that are at a similar spot with you in terms of wins and losses. So hypothetically, we might both be around that point. I hate to get rid of this card, but I don't like this starting hand having a 5/4 and a. I think we're gonna just do this. Much better. And let's say hello to our fellow warrior. Another 2, that's good. We've got a decent little starting hand here. We're going to start throwing some minions at him. I don't know that that I've quite mastered. Obviously I haven't mastered. I don't know that I'm really doing that well with putting together these decks. But with the way I have put it together, what I have found is early aggression seems to be the way to go, which we didn't exactly do early aggression there, but I figured that on this next round we can do a 3/1 charge if there's something to take out.
It's time for a little blood.
Or we can just take that out with our weapon and then put the charge down and get 3 damage. So here's the deal though. If we take that out with the weapon, we're going to take 2 damage. If we take it out with the charge, we're not taking any damage, but we won't have any minions left on the board. So even though I hate to take damage, I'd love to have a minion on the board at the start of their turn. So we are going to do it that way. It's not necessarily a net gain. In fact, it's a net loss with us taking damage and dealing the same amount of damage to him. But especially early game, early control, if you can have some. All right, he's going 4. He's going to hit. Okay, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to get a weapon of his own. Alright, so we could draw a card, but then we wouldn't have anything to do with it. So we're probably just going to go 2 and then armor up, take him out with the weapon.
What now?
It's time for a little blood.
So we could go ahead and get a card draw off of that card and do 2 damage, but it doesn't really help us. So I think we'll save it, and we're not doing any damage to him. That's the downside of this. Not doing any damage to him. We're just doing damage to ourselves, but we are clearing the board again. Getting a situation where, you know, if we happen to draw one of our cards that does damage to this card, it would then be at 7 attack. So if that were to happen, that would be great. If not, we can see what he brings up. He's going to be stealth, so that's a good way for him to kind of stay a little bit more relevant. Now probably what we'll do here is go ahead and take our weapon. We could clear that and then armor up and still damage him and save our weapon. Let's see. Armor up, save that. Let's try that. Let's see if this works. Okay, it doesn't work because he's stealth. So I wonder if damage. I don't think it would damage it because it's stealth. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna go weapon,
Who you want me killed?
direct attack. Now we could go ahead and take off 5 health and put him at 17. But it's so nice to have a good weapon like that in your back pocket. That's the one time in playing this warrior where I'm not going to necessarily be as aggressive. Now, he is going to... Okay, good play there. Now we will... We got to decide here what we want to take out. 2 damage to 2 random enemies. That would leave this with 3... which doesn't really matter. 2 damage to a minion if it survives, draw a card. So we could take it out with that. And then we'd have 4 left. Could still play that if we wanted to. Or just take out that one with... Now what if we did that? Then it would be at 3. And then that would leave it at 1, but you'd still have the attack. I think we'll just go this way. We still have 4 left. I do not want to play that right now. But there's just not really anything to play. So we're gonna sit on it. So he's really, in my opinion, at a little bit of an advantage right now. He has 6 cards to our 4 in the hand, and we almost have an equal amount in there. We both have weapons attached. Mine are better weapons, but now if we don't have something with charge here, oh, we do. Okay, well that's interesting. So we can do 1 damage, get that off. 1 damage. Get that off. We still have 6 where we can pull this out. It only has 2 health. But again, we'd rather keep... Even though we've got damage to ourselves, we're down to 18. It's a race to the finish here. He has a weapon, I don't. He can take out that minion with his weapon. And that's actually probably the reason why that was a bad play. If he didn't have a 2 weapon equipped, then I would agree with the play I just made. He has a weapon equipped, so yeah, he has to take the 5 damage if he does it, but... Interesting. Okay, well, we got some resources out of him, if nothing else. He has a 3/3 taunt now. If we could do something on top of it, yeah, so if we could do... this, and now what is... What I'm thinking is, and this is, I don't know, a little crazy, in the sense that what I'm thinking is if we can keep both of these guys alive, because he would trade here happily to get this thing off the board. But if we put Commanding Shout up, we're going to have both of those left and hopefully get something to draw that would then do another damage. I think we will do that. Now we have this. It's a good card to play at 9 mana. The fact that we have Taunt up means he's kind of at a place where he can't do a lot right now except just try to build up some minions on his side. He could get this down to 1 health if he wanted. What would be great is if he didn't notice. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, I totally misread that card. Totally misread it. So that card means, let's go back to this. Commanding Shout means this turn, not on the next turn when they're playing. So that was a total misplay of that card. So that's really unfortunate. We may still end up being okay. I don't know. Question here is, do we want to? Yeah, we want to go ahead and get a card draw in the armor. We're just at our difficulty here is we're not getting minions. We're getting spells. That's what we're drawing a lot of. He has that weapon, can take out our minion quite easily. I still think he's in a place of slight strength advantage to us. He's keeping that weapon up, saving it for a bloody day. Not for bloody day, I just saw Bloodhoof. A rainy day. So Bloodhoof is such a pain. He's kind of going for it here. You see, you sort of feel him pushing. Even if I destroy him, which is going to take a lot, he summons another 4/5. It's just brutal. All we can do, first thing we need to do is this. We're going to have to get that away. Now we can do 2 damage. That will get that down to 3. And we could kill it and then have... we're going to be out of cards. But I think we kind of have to do this. I guess my only question now is... at this point, we're going to just leave him alive, and we certainly, we could pull it. I don't think we want to pull him up yet. We really need a good draw, and we need him to have some pretty sorry cards left, or he's going to, oh my goodness. That will remove our armor, and then some. We're just about out of this now, I'd say. That doesn't really help us. 2 attacks, put it at 4.
For the king!
Back to work.
I'd put it at 6, which would take that guy out, but he'd still have that guy. And he'd still be alive. Oh man, he's gonna trade either way. 8 life. That would just give us 2 turns to figure out a way.
For honor.
So we're at 19 health and he's at 6. But he can easily trade with us here. He should trade with his Bloodhoof because it's not gonna kill it. And even when it does die, it will get a 4/5, and he would still have this 6/6 up. He'll have an 8/1, 6/6 if he does that. So he's gonna just trade straight across the board. He's at 14. I'd say the only damage he's running into... Well, there's no damage now because he has... Oh, mercy. He has 8, 14, 20.
For the war chief.
Now, we could take out this and get him down to 14. But that's still not going to let us live long enough. The fact is that he will trade with us here. And still have his minions alive, or just do all the direct damage to us. He may be able to end it this turn. I think he can. 6. Yeah, sorry. No, he can't. Unless he has something else, like a weapon or an ability, he's not going to be able to end it this turn. Let's see what he has. Okay, there it is. Well played.
Well played.
Alright. So, good match with the warrior. Even though there were times that we were ahead with having a little bit more life than him, he always had the card advantage, and we couldn't quite make. We were trying to play a little bit aggressive and keep his board clean and keep our cards out, but we just couldn't get far enough ahead in that process to make a difference with his card advantage. So a well played match for him, and there's our 3rd loss with the warrior deck. So 2 and 3, not very good. Now there was a time, first couple times I played Arena, 2 and 3 was okay. But recently I've been spoiled, had some 5 and 7 win Arena matches, so I feel like I'm regressing a little bit here. But let's see what this pulls up for us. So, not bad. We got 50 gold. Puts us at 110. We'll finish the daily and we'll have enough to do another arena. See what we got in our pack. This is such a good ability for the rogue. Deal 2 damage, and as long as you play a card before you play this one, it returns to your hand. We got a couple of rogue cards there, and the other were all classes, so I think we may anyway, okay, there's another one. Thanks for
Bye bye, Nods.